There's only one Oklahoma, and it definitely doesn't end in state, baby. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State last night, tip off in the Paycom Center, and Oklahoma comes out victorious in this game. Today, we got to recap the Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State basketball game, and we got to show the boys out there some love because they're 10-0, and Oklahoma is now going to be heading into their final three non-conference games of the season against Michigan, Central Arkansas, and Prairie View A&M before they head into that brutal SEC schedule. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in and talk about it. If you want to see more Oklahoma basketball content, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, join the discussion, jump in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, but let's dive into it. Oklahoma beats Oklahoma State 80-65, and when you initially watched this game, if you watched it last night, you paid attention. This was one of those legacy games for Sam Godwin, right? He goes out there, 20 points, and they're really like Oklahoma State did not have an answer for him, whether it was on the offensive side of the ball or grabbing it on the boards. 20 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He shot 10 of 14 from the field. And you look at this last night and you say, if Oklahoma can have Sam Godwin play like this all season long, Oklahoma is going to be a very tough team to beat, even against teams like an Alabama or a Texas A&M or a Tennessee. And so you look up and down the board, right? And you look at how Oklahoma played, and you look at some of these guys that were brought in through the transfer portal and how crucial it is for them during this non-conference time to really get it together. And Oklahoma has showed you a lot. Like every time I go out there and I watch them, it's impressive to see how a squad can come in like this that hasn't played with each other and put it all together and go out there and beat good teams. I mean, Arizona, right? You beat Louisville. Georgia Tech wasn't a scrub team. You beat Oklahoma State, where I don't think they're the best version of Oklahoma State that they can be right now. But this Oklahoma State team, I think in the future can be a really good team. So, Oklahoma's got some good wins out of conference to hang your hat on. Now, I do think, this game against Michigan, which is the next game Oklahoma plays, it's going to be a huge turning point for this team. If you could beat Michigan and you could be 11-0, you're likely going to go 12-0 through non-conference before you have to play, or would be 13-0. 13-0 through non-conference before you have to go and kick off at Alabama, who right now is the number 7 team in the country, and then turn around and come home and play number 17 Texas A&M. It's going to be a tough one. But you look at some of the things that they did last night against Oklahoma State. These are things that you can carry over. Like, these are really good things Oklahoma can build upon. And, the first thing is it's this defense. Defense wins championships. I think a lot of us watch the Oklahoma City Thunder, go out there, stifle the Rockets offense, hold them down, as well. You've watched Oklahoma State Thunder do that all year this year, which is part of the reason why they're so successful, even when they get into these shooting slumps a little bit. But if Oklahoma's been pretty good on defense, I mean, last night, Oklahoma blocked 4 shots. You had 7 steals. And those are just continued things that you can continue to build upon. And so I look at this and I say, if Oklahoma can go out there and play good defense and they can continue to build on a true freshman like Jeremiah Fears, who scored 17 last night, he was Oklahoma's second leading scorer. Not only is the future bright for this younger squad for Oklahoma, but what you have right now going into the rest of the season is also extremely bright. I think there's a lot of hope that maybe this team actually can make the tournament this year. And so, yeah, Jeremiah Fierce, that's one of the things that I think Oklahoma has to continue to build upon along with the defense. Jeremiah Fierce has been excellent this season. But, the big key here for Oklahoma coming out of this Oklahoma State game is you remain unbeaten, right? And I think, you're going to take your losses. You're going to take your beatings in the SEC. Like I said, you're going to open up SEC conference play at Alabama and then turn around and come play Texas A&M at home. Right? You still have to go play Michigan in the Jumpman Classic, which is in Charlotte. And people might say, well, is Michigan any good? Well, they're the number 14 team in the country. They beat a top 25 Xavier team. They beat a top 15 Wisconsin team. They lost to Arkansas by 2 points. So, yeah, Michigan has played some really good teams so far to this point. And Oklahoma's going to have to go out there and show that they can go out there and play with the best. This is what you have to show. If it can get a signature win like Michigan and go win the games they're supposed to in the SEC, end up with 20-21 wins, this is a conference team. You now have the SEC backing you to get into the NCAA tournament. So, again, you see the mollywhopping that happened to Oklahoma State last night. You see that huge game that you had from Godwin. This is what Oklahoma fans want to see from Godwin every single night, right? They want to see him go in there and rebound. They want to see him block shots, right? You would like to see him get, 15 or more points every single night and shoot a high percentage from the field. Like Sam Godwin is going to be such a crucial piece to Oklahoma's success. I almost said Oklahoma City. Oklahoma's success going throughout the rest of the season. So taking a look at it, no, we really didn't do anything preseason, but outside of these 3 home games or these 3 out of conference games, if Oklahoma can get there 13-0, you're looking at games like Georgia, Texas, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Missouri. Those are games that Oklahoma has to go out there and win. You play Missouri, you play Texas a couple times. Obviously, you're going to play at Ole Miss. They're a top 25 team. Kentucky, you have at home. They're a top 5 team. Mississippi State's top 25 team. Florida's a top 10 team. You got to go there. You got Tennessee at home, Auburn. Like Oklahoma's SEC schedule, guys, it's not fun. It's not something they're just going to be able to go cakewalk through. Let me just share it with you guys, right? So you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at. But this is where Oklahoma City really needs you guys to show up and fill up the Lloyd Noble Center, right? Oklahoma needs you guys to do that because you've got at Auburn, but you turn around and have Tennessee, number 1 Tennessee, come at home. Like I said, you've got Kentucky at home. Not saying these are games Oklahoma can win, but, if you have a good crowd there, as we saw with Alabama a couple of years ago, anything is possible with the Oklahoma basketball team and a Porter Moser-driven team, especially if you're a defensive-driven team. That's going to take you a long way, and it's going to keep you in games. But Oklahoma needs to keep their identity in that. They need to keep their identity in playing defense, playing well together, passing the ball, getting the best shots they could possibly get. Last night, Oklahoma only has 12 assists on, let's see, how many shots do they have? On 30 shots. I would like to see that number more on 20 assists for 30 shots, right? For Oklahoma, or for 30 shots made, right? If you're Oklahoma, I think you need to be able to pass the ball around a little more, get more open shots, find the best shot available. Don't just take a 3 because, you're down and you want to try to cut the lead a little bit. Take the best available shot, cut it slowly, shoot a high percentage, have the defense be the focal point in your identity, and you're going to go out there and you're going to win 20-21 games. That's what it is. So, looking at this game, I was excited. It was fun. It was fun to watch Oklahoma and Oklahoma State tip off. I think they're going to do this in softball as well. I think they're going to go play somewhere. So, it's going to be fun. Guys, join the discussion. Jump in the comments below. Give me your thoughts. But Oklahoma beats Oklahoma State 80-65. Porter Moser squad, they're rocking.